Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
We were arguing most of the day, and the only reason he did this is because I threatened to call you guys. This is what happens on a good day.
My baby is gone. And you just want to go out and do something? Like what? Huh? You want to go to a movie? You want to go to...
Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest today is an award-winning actress, producer, and director. She's also an acting teacher. In fact, she coaches and teaches actors from ages 8 to 80. She believes in teaching not only the craft of acting and booking acting jobs, but the philosophy and business of what it takes to work in this industry. Wow, that definitely says a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michelle Tomlinson. Greetings, Michelle, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much. Nice
my
to see
pleasure.
you. Thank you for having me.
Before we get into the meat of the meeting today, please tell us where you're from.
I grew up in northern New Mexico, born and raised Santa Fe and Los Alamos, and lived in Los Angeles for about 20 years. And now I'm raising my daughter in northern Arizona and circling back to move back to Santa Fe at some point soon.
I wonder we'll be talking about that as we get into the event. I marvel, madam, at the fact that you are a filmmaker and an actress all at the same time. You got 34 acting credits. Not bad. Not bad. You're doing it.
Thank you.
What made you get into this business?
Oh my gosh. When I was 6, maybe, the Traveling Missoula Theater Company came through my town, and it was a summer thing, and I auditioned and was a dancing tree in like Snow White or some other Disney princess thing. And it was just really exciting to be on stage. So I think that's really where the love first hit. And then as time went on, I moved everything into video productions in high school and fell in love with writing my own content and telling stories, through Leslie Duran's class in high school. Wrote it, shot it, edited it, and then sometimes we were able to air news pieces at News 101 in Albuquerque. So it was really this amazing program that allowed our imagination and business savvy start to grow in specific ways. Then when I went to college down in Portales, New Mexico at ENMU, I took a couple acting classes, a makeup class and a beginning acting class just for kicks, right? And I stepped foot in that theater and took one and I was like, oh my God, this is it. So I fell in love with acting, and then fast forward to Los Angeles, where I got to work all these amazing jobs between casting and art PA and post-production sound facilities, all these different pieces of the industry. And I had this voracious appetite for everything. I just wanted to learn everything, plus acting classes and da-da-da-da-da. And so it just rolled into where I am now as far as filmmaking and acting and teaching. It just all of my experiences and lessons learned and classes I've taken got me here.
Got you here. You're looking good. GOOD, as they say, looking good. 2001, you got your first IMDb TV actors credit for a TV series drama. It was called The Divorce Files. Remember that?
I do. And I remember thinking, what is IMDb? You know what I'm saying? Like the producer reached out and he was like, hey, the project's up on IMDb. And I was like, hey, awesome.
What is IMDb? Yeah, right.
What is IMDb? I don't know what this means. And then obviously I learned what it was. And,
yes.
And it was really exciting because I really felt like it was, even though I had done probably 570,000 student films by this time, actually closer to 30, but it felt like, I really felt like, oh, okay, so this actually feels like that next step, that legitimization that I'm out here in LA working and trying to do the things. And it was just really exciting once I figured out what the hell IMDb was.
Mhm. And then by and by, you happen to do in 2004, you did a movie called Welcome to My Dark Side.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Oh my gosh, you are picking some wonderfully random things. Raina is a wonderful filmmaker. She primarily works in the horror genre. And through different things that I booked, I kind of landed myself in the horror genre as an actor. Did a ton of films. Was really graced with a lot of lead roles and starring roles in films. And so when Raina put together this documentary, I was fortunate enough to be one of the actresses that she reached out to, and it was the interview style that we shot and sent, and yeah, it was fun. The horror genre is a silly amount of fun with some of the most creative, smart, kind, compassionate, brilliant people I've ever had the opportunity to work with.
Got you. By the way, did you see the Tony Awards last night?
No, sadly, I did not. We were on a play date. My daughter and I were on a play date with our friends.
As they say, you can always record and check it out later.
There you go.
There you go. I hear you love working behind and in front of the camera. Is that true?
That is true. That rumor is absolutely true.
What do you get? Filmmaking is a very unique area, culture, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Why are you a filmmaker? Why?
I love telling stories. I love telling stories. This entire industry, our film industry that I hold so precious and dear, is completely about telling stories. I love good scripts. I love working with good people. And I literally kind of fell into directing. 10 years ago or so, I had an interview with somebody who was like, so do you see yourself ever directing a feature film? And I was like, oh, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a big responsibility. And then here I am, 10 or so, however many years ago it was, later, doing exactly that. And I feel like it was just my next organic evolution of who I'm meant to be in this industry.
I admire you, like I said, very at the front. I admire you knowing how to use the medium to bring out those stories that you talk about.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't understand that. Knowing what that medium is, you got that control over it. You can, because you're dealing for that audience, right? But you're also dealing for yourself.
Right, and it's the collaborative effort when you create a team in order to bring a project to life, like that to me is the most important part, other than telling the story and all of the things. But if your team isn't 1,000%, the project won't go any further. It can't move forward with the integrity and the vision that you have. And so I'm just really, really careful. Knock on wood. I'm just really careful about the teams I've put together, and I've had to disband teams before. I've had to graciously walk somebody away from a project that meant a lot to me. The documentary Edge, I opened a door for somebody to walk out of because their vision was so skewed from the reality of the project. And so team building is the most important thing from a filmmaking standpoint, as far as creating and executing the vision.
2020, not too long ago, you got your narrative directing debut for Deeply Superficial. Yeah. Tell us about it, please.
It was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I learned a lot. It was so much fun. Keith Allen West, he was an acting client of mine, and then it sort of evolved into one day he sent me a text. And I had already started the documentary and everything, but I hadn't dipped into narrative at all, and he sent me this text one night and he says, hey, have you ever thought about directing? And I was like, I mean, yeah. And he goes, I have this script. And it went from there, and it went into weekly meetings of how to construct and execute this comedy, and it's a spec pilot, and it's comedic, and I love it. It is so funny. There were times where I had to like hold my mouth shut from snort giggling while things were being shot, because you can't snort giggle in the middle of somebody's take. It's so much fun. It's a Melrose Place, but in Albuquerque, kind of turned on its quirky heels comedy about a guy whose life is this constant in and out and entrance and exit of his friends while he's trying to figure out the dating scene and all the things that can go wrong there within. And the entire cast was incredibly solid. We had amazing actors to work with, and it was a true joy. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, It was great.
You just happened to have a shot. Roll it, Tony.
Oh my God.
Since that was your release, consider this your 30-day notice to vacate.
Folks, that's not me. That's Michelle laughing. That's Michelle.
I have two stories about that. If you will indulge me, two quick stories. There was another actress who was supposed to play the role, that Angela Wilson, the actress who enlightened us. And and at the table read, since I was kind of just a hired director, right? Like the table read was basically everybody's audition and callback rolled into one. And I had the insanely huge misfortune of having to recast that role, which from somebody who has an acting background, and then now you're directing, and I just wanted to die when I was replacing somebody. It was horrible. And I opened the net to all these people, and I had worked with Angela Wilson prior to this moment when I cast her in a podcast called Frijoles y Arroz. So I had known of her, and I knew that she was easy to work with, but the character was not at all written in a way that I had thought of Angela. And she sent me a private message. She was like, yo, I know this doesn't sound like it would be for me specifically, but I'd really love to put my hat in the ring. And I was like, well, send an audition tape, like, let's just see where you take the character. I was at a coffee shop by myself going through all of these tapes and giving callback notes to a few really strong contenders. And then Angela Wilson's audition video came in, and it was so strong. It was that scene. That was the audition material, was that scene. And that's what she did in the audition. That was not scripted. And I stood up in the middle of this coffee shop by myself and started laughing and clapping and cheering. And I called Keith Allen West. I was like, yo, I found her. Like, I have to book Angela Wilson now before she books something else, because we have to have her on this. Like, we have to have her right now. And magic, it all came together. And clearly we had Angela Wilson and her scene partner, a gentleman named Michael Miller. He, phenomenal actor, insanely easy to work with. We got along so well and worked together so well that he then approached me to discuss directing his wife's script, Tish Miller's screenplay called Portales. And that's also something that's in development. So that one little clip that you showed actually is steeped in a lot of really wonderful history.
Speaking of a short clip, we got just time enough to sneak this one in. 2021, you did a documentary called Edge. This was a special piece of work that you did. It inspired you about hearing about the catastrophic events for Native American cultures. Roll it, Tony.
I've been inspired to preserve our Tewa language because not only is it in jeopardy of dying, it's an endangered species. I realize if we don't have our language, then there's really absolutely no existence for us as San Alfonso people, because without our language, our culture doesn't exist.
We got 30 seconds. Can you tell us who that gentleman was and what the situation is all about?
That gentleman is James Mountain. He's the former governor of San Alfonso Pueblo. He's the one who inspired Edge to take place. And Edge is almost done, and it focuses completely on Native American language preservation, the importance of language and the tie-in to culture, and the absolute necessity to support, inspire, and educate everybody we can about preserving Native American languages.
Okay. We got time to sneak in one more picture. This one, it's called Portales. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, it'll be a fun film. It's really cute. It's a romantic comedy drama, all based in a small town, and with a lot of really fun characters.
Okay. All right. Okay, we have a little problem coming. I've just been informed. My dear, I want to thank you very, very much for taking the time to be here today. And of course, best wishes to you and Joe Williamson as your marvelous career moves on. Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Tomlinson. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to let you know that we're asking for the Actor's Choice squad to help us get former baseball player Curt Flood into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Curt, who passed away January 20th, 1997, was the husband of one of our wonderful guests, renowned actress Judy Pace. And all you got to do is give us a call at our office, 213-349-3941, and sincerely thank each and every one of you for being a part of this magnificent award for a great baseball player. That's 213-349-3941. Roll it, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest today is an actress, and she's an award-winning celebrity dancer, as you just saw there. She's known for her collaborations with Jennifer Lopez, Mark Anthony, Selena Gomez, and many, many others. She and her brother Junior are known throughout the world as the dynamic brother and sister duo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emily Alabi. Alabi, how you doing, my dear?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you.
Fine. I'm glad you came a little early. You were able to get you in there real quick there. No problem. I want to thank Tony there. Thank you, Tony. I had heard about you and your brother, and I want to say that when your publicist, Jasmine Espada, offered you as a guest, we say thank you, as we always do. It's quite a lady on our company. We are very, very happy to have you here as a guest. First of all, tell us, where were you born?
Yeah, I'm originally from San Francisco, and I've been in Los Angeles for many, many years now, since 2007. So it's home now.
San Francisco. I lost my heart in San Francisco. One of the things I love about San Francisco, I'm from New York, so I'm used to that East Coast feeling. That's the West Coast version of the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, they call it the Junior New York.
Yeah, I mean, it gets cold, and you put your coat on.
Yeah.
It gets people, their attitude, the way they talk to you. So it's a very interesting place.
Yes.
Here we go. You are an award-winning salsa dancer and known throughout the world as part of the dynamic brother and sister duo, Junior. Emily, now please tell us what that's like. What's that like? Woo.
Oh, first of all, it's a blessing. I'm very grateful to be able to dance as a profession and to do it with my brother. My brother and I are very close. I'm just very grateful to be able to travel all over and just share my love and passion for dancing with others and hopefully inspire them and move them and touch them through the arts. So I'm really happy doing it, and I love it.
Yes. When your brother and sister, who's the oldest, you or him?
He is by like 4 years, but everybody thinks we're twins because we're really close, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that twin thing. I'm a twin.
Okay.
You have how many championship titles under your belt?
8 championship titles. So
My goodness. That says a lot. Let's see. You were seen, I understand, you work with some high profile artists and celebrities. How many of them have you worked with?
Quite a few. We've had the opportunity to choreograph for them, work on many shows, different award shows with them. And we recently were on the Oscars as well. And that was an awesome, amazing experience and nothing like it. I'll tell you that. And like I said, we're just very grateful from where we come from in San Francisco to be able to live out this dream and passion of ours is something that we don't take for granted, and we really want to give it our all. And we've been doing that for over 20 years together, and just inspired to just keep going.
By the way, folks, that wasn't her brother that you saw dance that she was dancing with.
No, that was just another dancer.
Yeah, another dancer. Difficulty in getting videos because a lot of them have different licenses on all that good stuff. You know.
Yeah. I actually have never seen that video, so that was cool.
That's cool. Okay. How do you stay in shape?
Oh, I'm at the gym every day. At the gym every day, rehearsing lots, but definitely it's a part of my regimen. I feel like it's really important to take care of our health and our bodies. And if we don't take care of ourselves, then we can't overflow into the world. And so, yeah, every day I'm getting some type of physical activity in.
And as we say in the business, and it shows.
I hope so.
Learning new dance movements. Now you do salsa, right?
I do salsa, yes.
Anything else you do?
In terms of like dance styles, I mean, I do a little bit of everything, but Latin dancing is definitely my specialty. So salsa, bachata, cumbia. I was actually one of the choreographers on Selena, the series, which is on Netflix. And I got to really dive deep into Selena Quintanilla's life and her journey, and got to do some cumbia on the show. And it was just an awesome experience. So anything Latin, I love it.
Got you. When you say Selena, the way she went out, just I was in the Navy station down in Corpus Christi, Texas when she got killed. Okay. And I remember the town just went wild. Just hurt. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the whole world. But, thankfully, she still, inspires and impacts till this day worldwide. And we all love her so much. And yeah, icon forever.
Yes. They've got buildings, they got bridges, they got all kind of things named after her. The family is well known in the Corpus Christi area.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yes.
Generation dances. Is it still the same? I mean, you younger people with us older people, can we do the same thing?
I mean, I always say everybody can dance. Everybody can dance. The good thing about dancing is it's all about fun. As long as you're having fun, then that makes you an awesome dancer. You could be the most technical, and if there's no passion or happiness flowing out of you, then it's not very enjoyable. So I tell everybody, as long as you're having fun, you're great. So.
I'm going to tell a few of my friends what you said. That's beautiful.
It's not fun, yeah.
I mean, it's not fun. Just you ain't got to be perfect just because you're getting there.
No, what is perfect? That doesn't even exist. So.
You said it all. You said it all. Advice for dancers. What would you tell?
I would say to get clear on what direction and path you kind of want to pursue. I think it's important, do I want to be a choreographer? Do I want to travel all over the world? Do I want to be a backup dancer? Do I want to do commercial work? I think just getting very specific and clear on that path, then you can do your research and find, the blueprint that's already set in that specific area, follow that. And then from there, be open to anything else that kind of, I always feel like, we're on paths sometimes, and certain things kind of open up while we're on a path. And so just to continue to be flexible and allow yourself to follow any type of curiosity and inspiration that you might feel.
Okay. Emily, I'm going to sneak this one in. You ready? The pride, the family pride for both you and your brother, what you all doing.
Oh, my family. Yeah. My family is very, very supportive. They're our biggest fans. They're very proud of us. And it's awesome because my dad grew up, wanting to pursue dancing and music and singing, but because he was a single father raising my brother and I, he wasn't able to do that. And he had to pick up like 3 different jobs in order to support us. And so I feel like, it's been our kind of duty to kind of make it all, show him that, the sacrifices were worth it. And so that's been another little fire underneath that's been kind of like pushing us to just, like I said, make the most of it and never take it for granted.
Wow. Can I say this? Amen.
Yeah, amen. Exactly.
I was looking at Selena, not Selena, they did a movie about her, and the tennis player. And she just spent almost $900,000 on her father getting a house. See, that's when you got children like that. Those are family. That's good. That's good.
You never forget. That's really important.
Selena, I'll say it. Serena.
Serena and
Yeah,
Venus.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're an actress as well.
Yes.
What kind of roles do you look for?
Honestly, that anything that I'm inspired to do. I mean, I feel like, as long as the storyline is something that is in line with what I value, I think it's really important. So women that are courageous, that are leaders, that have endured a lot, but are overcoming life and keep going. And that's what I'm inspired to do. And yeah, I love it. I love acting so much.
Then when you put dancing and acting together, what a great combination.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy because I think for the longest time I was separating the two. I was like, oh, I'm either a dancer or I'm an actress.
Yes.
And over the last couple of years, I understand that they both work better together.
Yes.
And so I use my discipline, my coordination, my physicality in dancing, and I use it in my acting, and it serves me, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Yeah. And I don't want to limit myself, right? I'm just a dancer. I'm just an actress. No, I do it all.
Got you. Did you see the Tony Awards last night?
I did not.
Oh, off the hook. It's amazing what goes on Broadway. It was to sit there and watch.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Oh, the young lady who won, the Hispanic lady who won for, what is it, West Side Story?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, she was beautiful. Beautiful. She did a great job. 2007, you got your first IMDb TV actress credit with a role in a TV series called Declassified School Survival Guide.
Yeah. I was still living in San Francisco at that time, and I got the call. They said, "Come up. Do you want to do this project?" And I was like, "Oh my God, of course!" And I was a baby still. I think I was like 16 when I came up and did that, and it opened my eyes to something completely new. I was a part of the salsa world, and then now I was like, oh, okay, there's this whole TV world that I'm interested in now, and here I am, still trying to do it and loving it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have right now 11 credits. That's gonna fire up and to get big very quickly. So far, you've done a movie called Magnum Pi. You did that recently.
A TV series, yeah, Magnum Pi. It's on CBS. That was an incredible experience. I've done a couple of things recently. I'm actually heading to Canada at the end of this week to shoot for another TV series for 5 months. So I'm very grateful and just preparing and working my booty off.
Like I say, grass don't grow under your legs, under your feet. They sure don't.
No.
Okay. We just happen to have a small clip of Magnum Pi. Roll it, Tony.
Thank you.
Buddy? Who's that?
Her name's Mahina.
Ooh, she's cute. What'd you do?
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Right.
Excuse me. Oh, didn't mean to interrupt. I was just wondering if you guys had any more napkins.
Yeah.
Oh, I just need a couple.
My goodness. I see that you have a role called Bri on the drama film now in pre-production called, here we go, American Sagneri.
Yeah, we're heading to New York in August, and I'll be shooting that out there, and just some really fun characters will be coming to screen soon, and yeah, I love it. I'm excited to show the world what I've been working on.
Top of my head, what's a typical day like for you?
Typical day. I wake up, take care of my dog. I have 3 dogs. And then I head to the gym, get my physical kind of self-care in. And then I'm either preparing for an audition or I'm preparing for what I'm currently working on. Right now, I've just been reading scripts, working on my scenes and just preparing. But yeah, it's all stuff that's just within the artistic realm and also really taking care of me physically, mentally, emotionally. I think it's really important in this industry to have some mental toughness.
Okay, okay. I also see that you dedicated your life to inspiring and motivating people around you.
Yes, I think it's really important to use the gifts that I believe God's blessed us with to really, be of service to this world and inspire others. And yeah, that's what I'm inspired to do, especially the people that come from my communities. Pursuing an artistic career is not something that's applauded or supported, or even in the space. People don't even know what that is. And so I want to be able to be an example of possibility for the little girls and boys who come from my communities, and let them know that if they want to pursue the arts or anything that they want to pursue, that you are not a victim of your circumstances. And if you work hard enough and you have discipline, it can all happen for you. Anything's possible. It truly is. And I want to be a living example of that.
Take a moment, if you will, and tell us, for those who are watching who want to get into this business, tell them how to overcome the competition, because you got a lot of that out there.
Yeah. To not focus on the competition, to stay in your lane, focus on you, building you, growing you. I think it's really important that, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, but once you kind of uncuff yourself from these traps of comparison, and you focus on your lane, it's all go time from there. Focus on what you need to do better, how you can be better, go to class, study, learn. Yeah.
Okay. What's next for you that you can talk about?
So like I said, I'm leaving to Canada at the end of this week for 5 months. Between that, I'll be working on that film in New York. But this series, they're in their second season. I can't give any information, but it's a show on Paramount Plus. And I'm super excited for this character. And that's all I can really say, but the world will know soon.
Oh, I like that. The world will know soon. Famous words. Remember the first time you went in a movie house and saw yourself up on this big screen? Remember that?
Yeah. That was exciting but scary.
You get your popcorn, hot dog, and all that good stuff like that. And you're sitting there going, "Look at me! Look at me!"
Yeah, it's amazing what life, kind of puts in your path when you're open and you continue to fight for your dreams and go after them. So,
every day you look up and say, thank you.
Every day.
Another day. I can be here, do that. Making people happy. Obviously, you got a great attitude, Emily. Definitely. And it rubs off just when people meet you. Like I said, we heard about you. We knew who you were and whatnot. But very thankful to Espada to put you on with us today.
Oh, I'm so thankful for them. They're great, beautiful human beings. And
just see Jasmine, she's lady.
She's something special.
Now we're going to get you back here again. You're going to get some credit for doing this show. Is there anything that we have not got into that you want to talk about a little bit, maybe?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Ron. It's been a pleasure talking with you and meeting you. Yeah.
As they say, the feeling is mutual, not mutual, mutual.
I like that.
Okay. Well, Emily, have a great time. Thank you for being here today. You've got a super career ahead. Best wishes, of course, to Espada PA. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Ron. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into our third section over here. Oh, there's my face over there. Oh, there it is. They're moving it around. Are we ready to do business there, Tony?
We is.
Okay, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, a week from today, on June the 20th at 11 a.m., the 37th Annual Kingdom Day Parade will kick off once again through the streets of Los Angeles. Now, this is America's biggest, next slide, please. This is America's biggest celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a leader and a hero. My next guest today is the chairman of the core Kingdom Day Parade organization. You see him right there, Dr. Adrian Dove, riding in a past parade, okay? Now, this is Dr. Dove's 10th year of managing the largest and the longest running annual celebration of Dr. King's birthday here in the entire USA. That says a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, Please welcome Dr. Adrian Dove. Dr. Dove, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, and thank you for that great introduction.
It's a great guy I'm talking to, and doing a great job. 10 years you've been doing that, huh?
10 years. It seemed like only yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's been 10 years already.
Yes. To see what you see now, obviously, when you go to a parade, a lot of work goes into putting on a parade together. Is that correct, sir?
A whole lot of work, about 1,000 moving parts. It's not like anything else. And everybody loves the parade, too, because, half the population is out on the streets watching, and the other half is riding by, or walking by, marching or dancing or whatever. Some will be on horses, and some will be in floats, and some will be marching, riding buses, whatever way we do it. We even have some bicycle people.
Yes.
Motorcycles.
Yes. Now, before we discuss some more about the parade, could you take a moment, sir, and please tell us about a man who wrote a song about a birthday holiday for Dr. King?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about Stevie Wonder and the connection with the parade.
He's a hero, probably second only to Martin, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of other people. Back in 1981, Stevie did a song called Happy Birthday to Dr. King. And that's the song that it was on that album, and it popped off the album. And then Stevie decided to take it further than just an artist producing and presenting something entertaining. He launched a campaign that why should there not be a holiday dedicated to peace, to love, and might that holiday be on the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King? And so Larry Grant picked up that cue in San Diego about 40 years ago. And he said, let me start a little neighborhood parade in Logan Heights in San Diego. And he did it 3 or 4 years. Then 37 years ago, he decided to go big time and move it to LA. And he joined with Celeste King, and they ran it until about 10 years ago. Celeste and Larry both died successively, one right after each other. And it was a month or two before the parade in 2012. And they told me Larry is gone, So they said, what are we going to do with the parade? I said, we're going to do it. So we put that together real fast and surprised ourselves that we made it. And then we went out and we got there was no Black-owned or managed parade management company in America. So we went to the Koreans and the Latinos. And then I decided to, and everybody said, well, we'll do your parade. We'll manage it for you, but we're going to be headlining it, and we'll join forces for our parades and yours using the same name of Dr. King. And I said, well, no, Cinco de Mayo and Korean Independence are not really Dr. King. I want to do it exclusively. So I ended up going and finding some people and putting it together. And somebody said, fake it till you make it. And the first year was really kind of rough, but I went over to the studio to ABC and said, how did we do? They said it was total confusion. Everything was upside down and backwards, but the ratings went up. And so we want to do it again next year, And so, in fact, we signed a contract. And I think it's really the hand of God helping us. I do believe. I think that Martin said these people need some help. And it's been 10 years now. We are risen to the professional. Nobody has ever turned us down when we said, would you be the Grand Marshal for Martin Luther King?
I asked that question, yes. Mm-hmm.
And we've had a success. We recently had the Dodger general manager before he had won a pennant in a long time. And as soon as he finished our parade as Grand Marshal, he went back and won a pennant, Then we had Kamala Harris, vice president. So it was only one step higher in the country to do that. And asked her, would she do the parade? She said, of course. This year, of course, we asked, last year, asked Karen Bass, we didn't know she was going to be busy running a campaign at the time. But, we asked her would she be amenable, and she said absolutely. We've had governors, we've had police chief from parks. We had somebody called today and asked, "Are you going to bring Steve Harvey back?" He was a big hit, as Grand Marshal. And of course, all the local officials that are running, because everybody wants to associate their name. We went around to get help. We went to I want to give a shout out to, so Stevie Wonder was our first Grand Marshal.
Gotcha.
And Little Richard after that, and we had the young teenagers, Jackson 5, a couple of kids from Indiana were going to high school in L.A., and so Larry Grant went over and said, "You want to be Grand Marshal?" They said, "Why not?" We had no idea. Well, we did have an idea because they had greatness showing on them then, like your previous guest that you just talked to. They had that greatness about them, and then they went in, but they went on to Michael especially, to go far greatness. So we're trying to collect some of those past, but we're looking. Our focus is on the future.
Okay.
And our mantra is we would not do anything that Dr. King himself wouldn't do. We're not about trying to raise money. We're about trying to raise consciousness and complete the work that Dr. King didn't get to finish.
Amen. Who's going to be the Grand Marshal this year?
Karen Bass, Congresswoman Karen Bass, Honorable Congresswoman. She's been doing a lot of good things, and we called her last year and asked her would she do it. She's so modest person. I got to her office and I accidentally had her direct line, so I was trying to call her, people that handle her scheduling so that they could arrange a schedule to talk to her, and she said, "What's up, Adrian?" And so I said, "Oh, I got it." So I told her what I was trying to do. She said, "Well, what's the question?" I said, "Would you be Grand?" She said, "Absolutely. That's everything I stand for is Dr. King." And it's been that way with everybody. And she's been a delight to work with.
How long does the parade last? A lot of people ask that.
It's a 3-mile stretch, in which is LA, that's the maximum length that you can do a parade. Rose Parade is 5 miles. But that's, I found out the parade travels walking speed of average human being is 2.5 miles an hour. So it takes about 1 hour to a little hour and 15 minutes to finish. I'm sorry, but it's a long parade, and that's for each person traveling. Right. About 1 hour 15 minutes. But the parade is got 2 hours of material, and the broadcast starts at 7, and it's over at 1. And some years we have some people that just came extra, and the parade goes on for a little while. But we're trying to make it. There's people who come to be on television, and we have 1.2 million viewers on ABC, the biggest network. They come to be on television, and they say, "And that's the end of the parade on television," and take the camera away. We had one company, I'm not going to call their name, but they wanted to beat me up, because it was scheduled that they were going to be on, But over the years, we've been working it down so that we don't have that kind of surprise somebody came to be on it. Because, like I used to be regional director of the Census Bureau when I was in the federal government, and they had a saying there, they had been doing it 20 times every 10 years since 1790, And so they said, "Why'd you mess up that? Or why'd you do that? What'd you go?" They said, "Well, we've only been doing this 20 times for 200 years, but we're going to keep on doing it till we get it right." So somebody said, "Let's make that our motto." I said, "No, we're going to get it right the first time."
What is the theme for the parade this year? I'm sorry.
Yeah. The theme this year is Healing America. It kind of started out, we were looking at COVID. It was forced us to move it from January, third Monday in January, they canceled it altogether because we didn't know COVID was going. Then as COVID, it's a winter thing like the flu. And as it came back, as it went to subside, we decided we would pick another holiday, and we went about and asked BBC about it. And they said, well, June the 19th is a Sunday. However, it's going to be a major sports event that day, and we would have to shuffle to get your cameras. And could you pick another day? I said, I looked in the papers, And the Congress of the United States, for the first time in 233 years, decided to acknowledge slavery was a mistake in the Constitution, and they should apologize for it, and they should take the date of the last slaves that were freed in Texas. Mississippi, everybody had freedom, but Texas was still holding them. The Army had to go down there and tell them, look, they're free, June the 19th, 1865. And so they decided for the first time this year to make that a national paid holiday. So I said, that's it. And if it's a paid holiday and it falls on a Sunday, it's celebrated on Monday. So Monday to June the 20th, exactly 1 week from today, is a paid holiday called Juneteenth. And we're not trying to interfere with the Juneteenth activities that are already planned and going on Saturday, Sunday, and some of them on Monday after the parade. But we're doing the Martin Luther King, and we think it's appropriate to celebrate the two. But we started as Healing America.
Yes.
We were really talking about the pandemic, and now we're talking about some other things. You know, people are getting shot, children in the classrooms. We need guns, and people are drawing lines opposite. If you don't go my way, and people are going into church with hate in their heart, and watching people pray at Mother Emanuel, and then shooting and killing them and aiming at neighborhoods. We got to do something about it. We're moving backwards in so many ways and moving forward in some others, and we got the reparations part of our thing. But it's not just healing physically the illness, it's healing the polarization, it's healing the soul, it's healing the spirit, it's healing the tendency for America to have more killings than any other country in the world, and more percentage of its people in jail than any other, and a higher percentage of certain people in jail.
Dr. Martin,
Iran.
okay. What makes this program, this parade, different from other parades?
I'm so glad you asked that. This is the only parade, like Stevie Wonder said in the beginning, dedicated to love. And when we see hatred and we see animosity and polarization and murder, you try to heal that. If you use bitterness and hatred, it don't work, you know. In fact, you have to use love. Only love can conquer hate. And when I say love for people that did you wrong, and come back at them with it. And I'm trying to live that personally, and it's a hard thing to do because, you know, somebody do you wrong. It's a natural human tendency, you know, initially to get up and say, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back twice, you know. So we're working on that on ourselves and trying to live that and drawing that inspiration from Dr. King. We have books with his quotes, we have movies of his, we're including in the parade the bus replica. It's not the real one. It looked just like it, the bus that on December 1st, 1955, after the Brown versus Board Education case said separate but equal was illegal, and Alabama was continuing to segregate the buses, Rosa refused to give up her seats. I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know already, but we want to symbolize that, and Metro MTA has given us a bus and every year to mark it up like that. And then one of the board members, he dresses up like Rosa Parks, and we put some children in there. And then we have, it was only 13 years that Dr. King was on the center stage. From December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks incident, we have the Teamsters, we're finalizing that arrangement with them. That's the union in Memphis for the garbage workers strike, April the 4th, 1968. That's just 13 years later. And all these things were done to eliminate the second scourge, you know. And so that's our theme, is healing America. We want to heal whatever was causing the polarization. And it ebbs and flows, you know, from time to time. 150 years ago, Abraham Lincoln took a look at democracy as it was being practiced in America and decided it was all wrong. Not all wrong. There was something wrong about it, and that was slavery. And he made that move to end it, and he got killed. And then they went into, they put the country was not a real democracy or freedom or whatever until Abraham Lincoln came along. Because all the states decided how much money they would give to the federal government. So, and no thing such as a draft existed. And to fight that war, Abraham Lincoln had to create a draft, and he had to create income tax going into everybody's pocket. So he created the draft, he created the income tax, and the federal government was able to send money back to the states, and it changed it to a whole different kind of country. And he freed the states and the slaves, and he also founded the Republican Party that is not still going, the same principles. But let me not, we're 501c3, not profit. We don't get into politics. But he founded the draft, he founded income tax, he founded the Republican Party, and he ended slavery. And he said, now we're going to move to a real country, and we're the last best hope of the world. And so for that, he was killed.
Wow. Amazing. By the way, do you have time to be volunteers? There's still some openings for that?
Some openings for what?
Volunteers to help out with the parade?
Oh, yes. Do we need volunteers?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for that. Because I want to talk to your whole audience. We need 150 volunteers because, the parade needs what we borrowed from language from the slave, from the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman. And we call them conductors. She had conductors, yes, mobile conductors, and she had stationary conductors. And so we need stationary conductors because we've asked the police department, will they please stand back, yes, at any discipline that's needed, and we would do. So we have the Nation of Islam has us some professional, yeah, people, mm-hmm, doing that, but we need to make sure that each unit, and there's 100 of them going, that they keep the space about 10 feet between each. Yes. And there's a tendency for the band leader or somebody that's doing something to be involved in what they're doing. And they need somebody to pull their coat and say a little bit faster, a little bit slower. So we need volunteers to regulate that speed. And we need people at the crowd to keep, those are the mobile conductors. And we need station conductors, but we need other people, to set up the food, the water, yes, to try to provide drinking water and all that kind of stuff. And we have a phone number for them to be to register.
All right.
And let me get it. Oh,
all right. Hate to quit you, but we got to go. We ran out of time, but thank you so very, very much.
Well, let you go to the www.kingdomdayparade.org, and there's a sign-in form for volunteers, and push that button and sign in. It's not too late. We got a week, and thank you so much.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you sincerely for being a guest on our program today, and please keep the marvelous work that you've been doing going on. And don't forget, folks, Monday, June the 20th, 11 a.m., the Kingdom Day Parade. Okay? All right. All right.
Amen.
There you go. I want to thank our sponsors, Harvey Brandman, Photography is an Art, Ron Irwin's Lose Life the Way You Lose Weight, Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Bob Robstein's Actors Training School and Actors Space. Much thanks to our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, actress, producer, director Michelle Tomlinson, CEO and president of the Kingdom Day Parade, you just saw him, Dr. Adrian Dove, and actress, celebrity dancer Emily Alabi. And of course, special thanks to our ever-growing audience. Be well, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next time. Take care. Bye.